Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy Marco Poho. Yeah, it's my first commentary, trying to get into the commentary game. Um, thinking I got the voice, the spirit for it, all the topics right. So let's get this kicked off. Don't worry about the gameplay. I just did a regular game. It kind of ties in with my topic today, which is KDR and what is the significance of it? What does it mean to you? Why do people make a big deal about it? And yeah, this is just an average game. I don't try hard. I mean, I'm using a freaking AK, and I'll talk about that later too. But let's get into the topic. KDRs. How many of you actually have like high KDRs and you always brag about it? Like, yeah, I got like a 1.7. I got like a 1.8. 1.9. Hell, I even got 2.0. But what does that mean? Like, okay, you have a 2.0 KDR. Does that mean you're better than me? Does that mean you can beat me in a specific game or type of gameplay? And I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion on that. In my opinion, KDR is more of a how can I put this? It's more of a warning to me. Like, if I come into your room and I see like, oh, he's got a 1.6 or a 1.7, then I can expect that you'll actually give me a run for my money when it comes to playing a game against you. Like, it's not gonna be a cakewalk. I'm not gonna be getting like unbelievables off the bat. And yeah, that's what KDR means to me. And a lot of people say, like, I've been saying lately, like, oh, Marco, your KDR has been dropping. That's because, I mean, I don't care. Like, KDR doesn't mean as much to me as it does to some other people. And I take that into perspective because Combat Arms is a game, and I play it as a game. Like, games are supposed to be fun, and in my opinion, the best KDRs come from people who play the game as a game and aren't like full front serious about it. Like, they're not trying their best to perceive a certain KDR or to receive a certain KDR. They're just out there playing a game, having some fun, and getting some laughs every now and then. And a lot of people are like, well, if you got like a 2.33, then you must be good. No, I'll give you a perfect example of someone that has a 2.33 KDR, and I'm pretty sure I could whoop their ass any day of the week in one-on-one or just a regular game. I'm not going to say any names, but this particular person, who actually happens to be a girl, which is cool, but that's beside the point. This particular person has a 2.33 KDR, and I play with her a bunch of times. I've watched her play, and what she does is she'll pick a spot in a specific map, a specific spot in any map, and she'll sit there with either a sniper rifle or her famous M14 SE, and she'll just scope. And she will not move from that spot the entire game. I'm talking from start to finish. Even if she dies, she will run right back to that same spot, and it's so predictable. And I'm not gonna flame her saying that it's like it's corny, because it's kind of like being a camper, but it's not like it's not showing me that you have skill. It's just showing me that you can aim down your. It's showing me that you can hit a target while you're just like waiting for them to come out. Like, especially if you know they're coming out. And perfect example. She'll say we'll go to short fuse. She'll camp behind the truck by the hole in the wall and literally stay there the entire game and just pick off anyone or anything that moves their right side. And she'll end up with a score of like 19-3. And people will be like, oh wow, you're a beast. Oh, you're so good. And she's not. Like, and here's a perfect example of why she's not. We'll go to death room, and if you've been to death room and you know, like, a full-blown death room with guns and grenades, there's nowhere to camp. Like, you can hide behind those boxes, but once those boxes are destroyed, you're pretty much screwed. And then he's like, oh well, I can go upstairs and I can poke my head out behind the boxes upstairs. Those don't get destroyed. Well, if you're playing a full-blown game of death room where there's guns and grenades, those grenades are gonna tear you to pieces if you stand literally in the same spot the entire game. Perfect example, we played short fuse, went 19-3. We went to death room. She went freaking 6-25, and and that's a perfect example of someone with a high KDR but with a low skill set. And And that's all I'm here to talk about really is KDRs, why they're not as important as people make them seem, and why I really don't give a crap about it. Like, if you know me, like, when I first started, I'll count my KDR starting at 1.89, and that was when I hit sergeant, and I couldn't get into the noob rooms anymore and just like beat the crap out of these kids or whatever. And after that, you know, this was back when they had the huge hack fest, like there were free VIP hacks and everything, and it dropped down to a 1.78. And then I kind of held it there. It dropped a little more because of some early montages. I would like do third-person perspectives and get killed in the middle of the fight or whatever, and that's a different story. But anyways, and it dropped, and then I slowly brought it back up to a 1.78. And then now it's been steadily dropping, and now it's at a 1.69. And every time I go into a room, people are like, "Oh, Marco, what happened to your KDR?" I mean, I just let it. I don't play this game competitive. It's to say I don't play it competitively anymore, and I don't let that affect me in any way. I mean, like, I still go out there, play the game, kill people, and try and win. And my KDR doesn't really speak for me, because there's guys in my clan, berserkers. Holla at you, boy. There's guys in my clans with like 1.99s and like 2.0s that I can honestly say, and I'm not trying to point anybody out, but I can honestly say I don't think you're better than me, but I do think you are an equal match. Like, you'll give me a run for my money. But their KDRs are like 0.20 higher than mine, and I don't see that as a marker saying that you are better than me or that you are a better player. And you should take it in the same perspective or the same aspect, because there's really no, I wouldn't say purpose for a KDR. I mean, it's there for like clan requirements, or if you want to get into Woggle or shit, and they'll look at you and be like, "Oh, he's got a 1.6, let's test him out," and that can get your foot in the door. But for me, KDR is nothing more than a number, and if anything, you should focus more on your actual gameplay and the fact that it's a game. Unless you're playing competitively like Woggle or CSN, then you're taking it to a competition, and then your KDR might mean something to you. But to all of those who are just literally playing this as a game, stop stressing about your KDRs. Stop worrying about it like every time you do bad, oh no, my KDR is gonna drop. Just play your game, play your style, and have some fun. And another thing of why some people's KDRs are higher than mine, they play with strategy. You know, they don't just rush out into the fight. And if you watch me throughout this entire video, I literally spawn, rush into the fight, and then if I die, respawn and rush right back into the fight. Like, there's never a moment where I literally just stick to a certain spot and just competitively like defend it or specifically play it. If you even watch me do the video, I go to the same spot every time, and that's just the way I play when I'm playing relaxed. I'm not trying to win or anything. I'm just trying to go out there and, you know, just have some fun, like just let loose, relax. And I think that's another testament as to why my KDR has dropped, is because, you know, I stopped playing to get a high KDR. You know, I stopped playing to win, which is the exact reason why I'm using a freaking AK. I mean, the AK, in my opinion, is the most unpredictable weapon in the world, but we'll save that for another time too. And here, I get a freaking kill share, I get an ultra kill, and then I get killed by that guy in the back, and most people would just be raving around like, "Oh no, I could have had like a fantastic or an unbelievable." I mean, they're accolades. Like, there's people with 500 unbelievables, and people are like, "Oh wow, they're beasts, oh wow, they're good," but they could have got all those unbelievables in Golf Channel, playing against guys that have like freaking 256 megabytes of RAM, and their graphics card was like made back in the freaking 80s. like it's an accomplishment for some people, but to me that's not an accomplishment, and that's just not, you know, that's just not something to be proud of. But get off topic. KDRs, stop treating them as like they're your lifeline when it comes to people respecting you, and just, you know, go out there and have fun. And tell me what you think in the comments below, if this was a good commentary, if I talk too freaking much, because I see this video is going on like almost 10 minutes. And And if you like it, give me a topic for next week. I had a topic in mind. I want to talk about clans, but that seems kind of bland. Just give me a topic, talk about it, and see how this commentary thing goes. Alright, I'm out. Peace. Marco.